Welcome back, everybody, to the Pokemon SoulSilver playthrough. This is part 39, and this is where it comes to a head. This is the serious of the serious business. This is the Elite Four. But before we do that, we need to do a Pokemon switch. So we're switching out Wrestling for the Poliwhirl, Tartard, and of course, Contra for Spikes 395. Yeah, now that I caught up with that. You may be wondering, how in the world did I just magically get this Water Stone? I decided to use it on Poliwhirl to make him evolve. Well, I guess I might as well explain that after he evolves into a Poliwrath. Yeah, legitimate Poliwrath. Somewhat legitimate. That being said, yeah, so I have this fancy smanchy program. It's called PokeSave. And basically what it lets me do, among other things, is let me inject... That's sort of a weird word to use. It lets me implant items into the game as I feel like. And that's pretty much the only time that I have ever done that. And by pretty much, I mean the only time that I have ever done that in this playthrough. So yeah, definitely needed it. To be honest, I mean, if I was playing it on an actual DS, I could have gotten a Water Stone legit. And Tartard knows about the seriousness of this situation, nodding slowly. Very slowly. The slowness is what makes him serious. So yeah, as you can see, I bought some stuff, and now we're going to be flying to Blackthorn City, because we need to go to this fancy house again. And we're going to be forgetting some moves. We're going to make you mad, forget Surf, because, well, he doesn't really need it. There's a better move upcoming, and Spikes 395 is getting Roost. And nothing yet for good old Gyarados, but something will pop up soon, I swear. And by soon, I mean after this fancy smancy, crazy, time skippery, and we got some level up going. Yeah, you managed to learn Ice Fang. Alright. And level up for Spikes 295. So yeah, we're doing another one of those fancy grinding sequences, getting people some level ups. By people, I mean Pokemon. Spikes 295 learning Spikes! He's finally lived up to his name. It works out that way, you know. Getting ready to Air Cutter, because, this is better. Yeah. Espionage getting a level up. What is Espionage going to learn or not learn? It's going to be that crazy move called Future Sight. Yeah, I don't really like Future Sight at all, so no, it's not happening. Yeah, so if I can actually do that, yeah, there we go. Alright, got a little confused there. Tartar getting level up. Fancy Poliwrath, look at him. Looking all badass with his fists closed and trying to learn Dynamic Punch. And does he learn this? I completely forgot. Yes, I believe he does. Yeah, no Body Slam. Body Slam, no, not so much. Dynamic Punch is better, you know, fancy stab and all that. So yeah, just going back very quickly to this one little thing that I mentioned earlier. PokeSave lets me just put items into the game, and I decided to do that with a Water Stone. Like I said, you know, if I was playing the game legit, I probably could have gotten a Water Stone, but since I'm not, I just said, whatever, you know, let me hurry things up and just get him evolved, because I really wanted to use him for the Elite Four. Look at this magical trickery. Fireball. Digging. Again, I just have to leave those little bits in. I love that. Roll out. Nah, I don't think that's going to work out so much. I think Dig is a lot better, since that's pretty much the only attack out of all of the Pokemon that I have that is super effective against electric types. Because electric are only weak to one thing, and that's ground. Yeah. Also, well, aside from You Mad learning, I believe it was Aquatail. Of course, Citizen Zap learns Signal Beam. So Signal Beam is even more useful, or I should say, Citizen Zap. You know, keep forgetting the nicknames. I'm so sorry. Citizen Zap is even more useful against Psychic and Dark types, as well as possibly even Grass types. And so, forgetting Bite for Dragon Dance on that there, Mr. the You Mad guy. And that's it. We are done. So we are going in here. Whew. This is the serious moment here. We're going to be tested by the Elite Four, and we have to beat them all, because if we lose, we have to start over from the beginning. Yeah, I totally wasn't copying what that guy just said. Oh, that's right. There was one more thing that I had to do, and that was take away items. Any items, basically, that I could have used against the Elite Four, and might have, you know, maybe had some sort of effectiveness. So yeah, giving the Black Belt to Tartard, giving the Amulet Coin to Spikes 395, and giving the Bright Powder to Espionage instead of the Smoke Ball, because Smoke Ball doesn't really work so well in trainer battles. Alright, So, I was gonna say, why do I need to buy stuff again? Let's see what this old man has to say. Something discouraged. Discouraged! Do you know who you're talking to? You're talking to playing with Maui. He doesn't get discouraged about anything. Except bats. Alright, so we're ready to go in there. Go for it. Here we go. This is time. This is it. This is the first member of the Elite Four. Look, oh my god, his picture magically popped up in the top. Can I leave? It's scary. There's floating cubes everywhere. And this is the first member of the Elite Four. This is Will, and he is a Psychic type master. And, yeah. So here we go. First Elite Four battle. Go! Crazy badass intro with the something or other, and he's got the crazy outfit. Oh my god, he's a magician! Look at him magically pulling out the Pokeballs out of his sleeves, you know, nothing up my sleeve, and then that whole thing. Anyway, so yes, this is gonna get serious now. I'm gonna not hold anything back here. I'm gonna make sure that I use items all the time, make sure I use my best attacks, use some strategies and all that. You know, it's gonna get crazy up in this mofo. So yeah, I mentioned this in the last part. I'm gonna be announcing the team slogan winners, of course. I'm gonna be doing that during the Elite Four, because this video is a mite long. So, you know, I got plenty of time to do that. Gonna be skipping any shoutouts in lieu of that as well. And his second Xatu doesn't seem to want to succumb to, you know, the fancy awesomeness that is Shadow Ball. And he's gonna use Ominous Wind. That doesn't sound wrong at all, you know. I think Ominous Wind, and I think, you know. Alright. So, what the heck, I might as well just start reading these off. Alright, so the winners of the team slogans. Here we go, the first one for Team Fireball. The winner, and I might as well just mention this, you know, right away. I picked a winner and some runner-ups as well. Usually 2, sometimes it's less, sometimes it's more. Anyway. So yes, Flaming Deathbringer 18, which is like the perfect name for a Fireball slogan maker, says Team Fireball racking up victories with a blazing passion. I like that. Speaking of which, speaking of blazing passion, Fireball using that fancy new flamethrower attack that we had him get, and using it very well on Executor. Look at Executor. Look at the little coconut face on the left. It's like the You Mad face, you know? You mad? Anyway. Alright, so Slowbro up next. Runner-ups for Team Fireball. Stinko Man 2x6 says Team Fireball, you want ice for that burn. And Pokedude with glasses says Team Fireball, sponsored by Mario. Get it? Yeah. Alright. So Citizen Zap taking easy care of this Slowbro. Look at his dopey, derpy face. Yeah, that's not going to save you. Absolutely not. So what is his final Pokemon going to be? Yes, that's right. He only has 5, and it's going to be a Jinx. Good. Well, I have plenty of choices here. I can pick Citizen Zap. I can pick Espionage. I can pick You Mad. It's crazy. And Fireball. I think I can pick You Mad. I can't remember. Anyway. Yeah, we're just going to look away from that. Team Red Ranger. Fire Maya 03 says, Team Red Ranger, I don't get that much screen time. That is a perfect slogan. And Connor623, of course, these are the runner-ups. Connor623 says, Team Red Ranger, more awesomeness in one fist than the rest of the colors have in their entire suits. Power Rangers reference. Very subtle, I like that. And Unanim909, I always get his name wrong. Team Ranger, Team Red Ranger, 6 arms of pain. And just like that, reading through those fancy things, we are done with Will. And, you know, got the whole like, crazy fade out of his picture there. You know, I went all out with this. You know, I just went mad, not so crazy. And we are moving on to the second member of the Elite Four. Some people may remember him as Koga. Here he's named Koga. And he's a member of the Elite Four. He was previously a gym leader in the first generation and the third generation in Kanto. I don't know, I'm just getting extra silly here. That was nostalgic right there. So yeah, I figured I might as well just have Espionage keep the lead because, well, he has quite a few Poison-type Pokemon. Second Elite Four! Baddest intro! Go! Laying down the gauntlet. What in the... Whoa! Alright, that was epic. I like that. Kogan is crazy ninja skills. While his Ariados is going to taste some pain with Psybeam. Quack. And by quack, I mean whack. I don't even know why I said that. Anyway, so that's it for him. Alright, so let's move on to the third one. Of course, Team Citizen Zap. The Super Quillfish 1111 says Team Citizen Zap. The Zap that smiles back. Goldfish, if anybody remembers those commercials. The snack that smiles back. Goldfish. A fortress! He has a Contra. We have to do something about this. Of course, Contra is 4 times weak to fire because it is bug and steel. I kind of get a little bit ahead of myself there. Taking easy care of his fortress. Who does he think he is? Me? Brock? Possibly other people who had fortress in the show that I can't remember? Which is probably only Brock. Anyway, Muck. Joke. Runner-ups for Team Citizen Zap. Nito Lord 777 says, Team Citizen Zap, give Tim a Thunder Punch, Raichu. I mean, Citizen Zap. I had to add that in. I mean, it was a little bit, didn't seem like it flowed too well, but I liked it because it referenced the show. I love that, you know, was it Lieutenant Surge with his ridiculous accent. This Brooklyn accent. Give him a Thunder Punch, Raichu. Freaking hilarious. Jake 796100 says, Citizen Zap will knock your Pokemon out in a snap. Got a little bit of rhyme scheme going on there. And Blaze Chimp 99 says, Team Citizen Zap, gotta zap them all, gotta zap them all, Citizen Zap. You know, with the Pokemon song. Works, right? This guy's got himself a bat in video games. Keep it away! The only bat in video games I like is bats in video games, exclamation point. That's my Crobat. Your Crobat is just smelly and I don't want anything to do with it. Give that thing a bath. Damn ya. Take him out, Espionage. Show him who's the boss. That's right, Psychic. Oh, friggin'. We can work through this. We can totally make something happen. And by that, I mean Psybeam him again. Yeah, that's not gonna really work out so well for him. Yeah, that was a joke of a hit. Speaking of bats in video games, we're up to Team Bats in Video Games slogans. I only got 2 here. Evil Mr. Chicken says, Team Bats in Video Games, too bad you didn't have any repels. That is just so true. Bats in video games, you know, they're always there in caves. And I know I've went over this quite a bit before. Espionage, taking some serious damage, but working through it like the badass Espeon that he is. And for Team Crobat, Team Bats in Video Games, the one female Pokemon fan says, Team Bats in Video Games, keeping gamers frustrated since the start of gaming. Because it's a bat, and it's in video games. Really, you've been counting on this crappy Venomoth the whole time. Alright, well, if you say so. Now, I was under the impression that electricity was going to be super effective here. Unfortunately, I seem to have been wrong. Apparently, for some reason, Bug is resistant to electric, and I was never made aware of this. Anywho, or wait a minute. This just hit me. This just in. Isn't Venomoth Bug and Poison? For God's sake, this is another one of those things that I need to look up, but I can't because I don't have Firefox open. Ah, screw it. I'll just annotation that. Alright. So he's using Psychic. That's just going to be absolutely crap. No stab, no nothing. Alright. So Psychic again. Jokes. And Citizen Zap nailing him with Discharge. Yeah, I think that's going to be it. And that is it for Elite Four member number 2, Koga. Watch the fancy picture fade out. Look at that! Look at how cool that is! Alrighty then. I know, I'm getting a little bit too crazy over my own works of art here. Yeah, you better just hone your skills and whatever you just said. Go away. Alright, so we're going to be doing some healing up here. Going to be using up those super potions that I have just to get them out of the way. And we're going to move on to the slogans for Team Fluffer! Ah, Fluffer. Mario Central 123 says, Team Fluffer, making hard battles even harder. Perfect slogan, right on the money. Final Cut X, runner-ups of course, Final Cut X says, Team Fluffer, censored, censored, censored. Yeah, you don't want to know what Fluffer's thinking. And Stanley I. Richard says, Team Fluffer, Fluffer no fluffin', Fluffer no fluffin'. You know, Dora the Explorer, yeah. Alright. So now that we got everybody healed up, we're up to Elite Four member number 3. This is Bruno. Some people may remember him from Generations 1 and 3. Of course, he was an original member of the Elite Four, the very first member of the Elite Four in Generation 1 and 3. I know my stuff. Yeah, he thinks that I'm gonna bow down to his... He was the second member of the Elite Four in Generation 1 and 3. Never mind. I just remembered it was Lorelei as this first one. How could I forget Lorelei? Or should I say Prima? Who could forget Lorelei? Ah, God, the show. The show. Alright, so once again, having Espionage in the lead, I'm telling you, Psychic type just works so godlike here in the Elite Four. Because the first 3 members can be easily taken down by a Psychic type Pokemon. So, of course, Bruno has tons, and I mean a whole bunch, of Fighting type Pokemon. We're going to be taking out his Hitmontop. Hitmontop, I think, is definitely my favorite of the 3 Hitmons. Not only because it's from the 2nd generation, but because I think it looks awesome, you know? Look at it, it spins around like a top, and it kicks you, and you get owned. You can play as him in Pokemon Stadium 2 in that little mini game. That was like, I remember I was playing that a little bit recently, and I swear to God, I kept thinking, holy crap, this is Beyblade. Like, this is where Beyblade got the idea for Beyblade. Yeah. And it got the idea for itself when it was playing the game. Anyway, Fancy Onyx here. This is going to be a joke. Team You Mad. Chase Carl 98 says Team You Mad. Don't get mad. Get glad. And only one runner-up. Yay Tennis says Team You Mad. Anger issues? We've got them. Because he's mad. Alright, the Sandstorm, yeah, you know, that wasn't a very smart idea there, Bruno, because now it's going to hit every single one of your other Pokemon, starting with Hitmonchan! Hitmonchan! Yeah, friggin', of course I had to switch out. Go, Espionage! Hitmonchan, go! Crazy weird mouth Hitmonchan. I just had to see that. Alright, and speaking of Tartard, there's only one slogan that I got for Team Tartard. And that is Ghost Kid 825, who says, Team Tartard, are you dizzy yet? It's a good slogan. The thing is, you know, with the Team Tartard slogans, and thank you for Synchronize, totally owning up that Hitmonchan. With Tartard, I didn't really, to be honest, I didn't really like the slogans that make references to, like, retarded, or, you know, retard, like, stuff like that. I mean, I know that's what I was pretty much going for when I named him that. But, I don't know, it didn't feel like it was appropriate to have it as a slogan. So anybody else that sent in, you know, a slogan for Team Tartard, that's why I didn't pick any others. Alright, so Team Contra, we got 5 I liked. Team Contra's winner slogan from Super Nintendo Game Boy, who says, Team Contra, no Konami code needed. Of course, a Contra reference, because it's Contra. And Hitmonchan is done as easily as that. I think, wasn't it Sandstorm just took him out? Crazy. Hitmonlee out. And let's see, runner-ups for Team Contra. Velociraptor 7814 says, Team Contra, up, down, left, right, BA, fight! Another Contra, Konami code reference. Ghost Kid 825, again. Team Contra, sacrificing herself for you! And you. Don't forget about you. Yoshi Rocks 341, Contra, the game gives you 3 lives, we'll give you none! I like that. And Ironhide Newbie says, Team Contra slogan, why play Team Fortress when you can play with Contra? I liked that. That was clever. Yeah, there was a whole bunch I liked from Team Contra, but I can only pick one winner. So thank you, everybody who sent in every single slogan. Not just Team Contra, every team, I swear. I'm not trying to be biased or anything. Alright, so we are down to his most badass Pokemon. It is Machamp. Whoa. First Machamp of the playthrough. First, a whole bunch of Pokemon in this Elite Four, of course, because they're elite, and they have to have elite Pokemon. Okay. Psybeam did a damn good hit, but now it had to, of course, use a Citrus Berry, and it's going to use Rock Slide. Yeah, I have hated this attack since it, oh god, since I first saw it. It does way too much damage, in my opinion. Like, I'm sorry, I'm actually lucky that Machamp is not like half rock or something, because that would have just been deadly damage. So taking out Machamp with relative ease, and that's it for Bruno. Fade out of the name, I mean, the picture. Pop picture. Alright. Yeah, he has no right to say anything. Alright, yeah, whatever. Okay. So let's move on to Team Big Fat Bug. Yanmega. Mr. TuneLink53 says, Team Big Fat Bug, squashing the competition. Very nice. And the runner-ups for Team Big Fat Bug, for Cecil Snow 13 says, Team Big Fat Bug, I fast. You mad? Almost like they're taking a swipe at Team You Mad. For Cecil Snow 13, throwing down the gauntlet for Team You Mad. Mega Zaxxon 12 says, Team Big Fat Bug, defeating all exterminators in our way. And Flyboy for Life says, Team Big Fat Bug, we aren't afraid of anything, not even spiders. You know, spiders are pretty scary. Alright. So that's just the badassery of Team Big Fat Bug. Totally taking out spiders and whatnot. So we're going to have a switch here for Elite Four. Member number 4, that's Karen. You know what, I'm just going to call her Seductress, because I'm pretty sure that's what they were going for with Karen. The Seductress of the Elite Four. Bringing out the rare and badass Dark type! Holy crap! Look at that skimpy shirt that she wears. How dare you? How dare you step over and pose and whatnot. So her first Pokemon out is Umbreon. Umbreon, I mean, we didn't get enough of this from the Kimono girls, but Umbreon with just badass defense stats. Dynamic Punch nails it, but does not take it out. Dynamic Punch only has a 50% accuracy, so it was darn lucky that it hit. But for God's sake, and then he's got to use Double Team. Of course, he gets confused, and then he works through it, you know, screw you, and all that. Oh, yeah, great. So what are the odds that Dynamic Punch is going to hit again? Yeah, I thought so. What? Now, wait a minute. Now you're just being sneaky. Sending out Vileplume over here. No, you're not allowed to screech at me, you little weirdo. So we're going to do something about that. And by that, I mean we're going to send out Spikes 295. Yeah, first time Spikes 295 has gotten some actual action here in this entire playthrough. I don't count Route 26 at all. And, of course, he switches in to Stun Spore. That's just great. You know what? Fine. While that's happening, let's read off some slogans for Team Espionage. Almighty Lord Timothy says, Team Espionage, it's time for some It's time for... You know, let me try that again. It's time for some tactical espionage action. I loved that. Reference to Metal Gear Solid. That was very clever. I love that. Hawaiian Rachel, of course, the runner-ups now. Hawaiian Rachel says, Team Espionage, my life is average, no more. Very nice, I like that. And Diamond Fire 12 says, Team Espionage, Quantum of Ponage. You know, Quantum of Solace. James Bond reference. What is with me? And all of a sudden, like, in the second half of this video, I can't talk and I'm just forgetting everything. Good job. Alright, so while Vileplume is making a complete joke out of itself, let's move on to Team Blah. Unanim, again, 909, takes the slogan for Team Blah, and that's Team Blah, the Shockin' Tank. Because, you know, it's a tank, and I like that. Greenerific 75 says Team Blah. Blah, blah, blah. Alright. So, that's it for Vileplume. Just, you know... Let it wear itself down, I say. You know, Petal Dance was just a stupid idea. So now we're getting Houndoom up in this maw. And that's no joke, man. Houndoom is just serious. And by serious, I think we need a serious counter for it, and that's You Mad. Not only going to be using, well, Intimidate. Ah, he's going to be buffing himself up with Nasty Plot. I see, you're getting nasty now. Alright, so we're going to match that with some Dragon Dance. Dragon Dance, making his attack and speed go up. And once again, no, one more? No, okay, just one. Aqua Tail. Let's see what we can do with Aqua Tail. Can we take him out in one hit? I believe we can. Oh, it's a critical hit. Awesome. And that was her best Pokemon, too. So I think it's all down here from here. All downhill from here. Murkrow. I think she's going to be in for a surprise when she switches in Murkrow. Because, see, I just got this one fancy move. Through that, you know, fancy grinding sequence called Ice Fang! Pow! I think that's pretty much it. And, what the heck. Let's go ahead and do Team Wrestling. Team Wrestling. Corey5896 takes the slogan for Team Wrestling. And that's Team Wrestling, the People's Champion. I like that very much. Reference to The Rock, you know. Because it's wrestling, we gotta have wrestling references. And the only other person I have for Team Wrestling is Bloodwolf Assassin, who actually came up with three different slogans that I like, and they're all runner-ups. And those are Team Wrestling, the champ is here. Team Wrestling, do you smell what Machoke is cooking? And Team Wrestling, to be the man, you gotta beat the man. Woo! I just had to go over the top there with that one. She's sending in Gengar. Now, I am telling you people, I know I mentioned this before when I was fighting a Gengar that Morty had. This thing has a weird gap at the top of its center tooth. And yes, that is its legitimate sprite. It's not because of the emulator. I looked it up. That's its actual sprite. It does not have... It was not a problem with the emulator, and it's not a Hitler stash like you guys decide to joke about. No, it's just not going to work out. And since Spikes295 got a little bit of action, the money is doubled thanks to the amulet coin. Now, I love what Karen has to say here. You know, you should only use Pokemon that you really like. When I was making this team, when I was deciding on what Pokemon I was going to have for this playthrough, like, that's what was going through my head. Karen's words stuck with me ever since the first time I read them. So yeah, you know, you should only use the Pokemon that you really like. You know, not the ones that are weak, strong, doesn't matter. Use the ones that you like, and you will go far. And by far, I mean far in a playthrough fashion, you know, and the craziness and the talking to yourself for about a half hour straight. Alright, so that's it for this part of the Pokemon SoulSilver playthrough. Join me in part 40, where I'll be moving on through this fancy, scary, dark door. What leads on the other side, I don't even know, but I sort of spoiled it in the brand new video description. That's right, brand new video description! I completely forgot to mention that this whole video. Spikes295 is concentrating. He's concentrating on how badly he's going to beat the champion. See you all next time! In space. Because it looks like Karen's little room is out in the middle of space. Yeah.